the books, can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a happy new year to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Thursday, January 1st, 2026. We've got the date right, and we've got the day right, and it's New Year's Day, and we've got 3 huge football games to follow up last night's game with the Miami Hurricanes at that win over Ohio State. Yeah, we had the Hurricanes here on the Morning Steam Show yesterday as our pick in the Cotton Bowl. And, who got it done, you guys? Can you believe it? Our featured player, Keontae Scott, my man, the defensive MVP of the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, with that pick six. Wasn't quite, I didn't know it was going to come out all choppy on that video. It was kind of like that play we showed with Keontae run into the house there with the big touchdown, and didn't he look great? Running it back there for the pick. Did anybody have, I think defensive touchdown for Miami was 6-1. Maybe it was even a little bit higher. Did anybody take that last night with Keontae returning that touchdown? Man, that was great. You should have seen me jumping up and down. Good thing we weren't on the air last night, because I was acting a fool with my man Keontae and that touchdown return that, I don't know, at the time it didn't seal it, but man, it was 14-0 when he ran that one back for the score of 72 yards to make it 14-0 there. Hurricanes, the 7.5-point underdog with the win to advance. Miami will play the winner of Ole Miss and Georgia in the next round. Ohio State just 45 yards rushing. Talked about those issues there a little bit. It's Miami's defense that has brought them to the precipice of here into the semifinals. So great job, man, and great job, Keontae, with that score there. Hey, some other bowl game action as well yesterday. We were able to bring home some winners as well here. And how about the game between Iowa and Vanderbilt here on Wednesday, with Iowa getting the win, 34-27 there. Talked about Iowa taking those points with them, and probably 347 yards and 2 touchdowns, with Hawkeyes led 14-3 at halftime. Big Ten teams 7-3 straight up, 6-4 ATS in the bowl games here. SEC just 3-6 straight up and against the spread in the bowl game so far. So we'll see how that plays out, especially when it comes to the college football playoff. Should have mentioned with that win for Miami that so far in 5 games in the 12-team era, granted we'll probably end that soon, but the team with the without the week off has won the 5 games. But you have a bye, you're going to lose right now when it comes to the college football playoff, those first round to the quarterfinal games. So kind of bizarre there. We'll see if that continues today. Texas over Michigan, 41-27. It was 17-all at halftime, but Texas had 224 yards in the second half and 24 points. They ran the ball for 7 yards a carry, and Michigan was a little winded and a little bit distraught there by the end of that one as Texas got the win. We did have Texas here on the morning steam yesterday, and they got the win and the cover there in that one. Arizona and Duke there yesterday, and Duke gets the win, scoring the winning touchdown with 2:10 left. Mensa, 325 yards, 4 TDs. Sims was good for Arizona State, 375 yards and 3 touchdowns. Probably came right down to the spread. Arizona State likely got the money plus 3.5 or 4 in that one in a high-scoring game. I don't know if I saw that one coming necessarily. We had Duke here on the show there for sure. So nothing, we got the loss, no doubt. Duke won it, did not get that number there for most. Some people may have gotten home there with Duke. Also, we had the winner with Utah here on the show yesterday, 44-22 over Nebraska. Dampier, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nebraska had 14 points in the first 2 drives and had just 8 points after that, as it was all Utah there. You wonder if Coach Whittingham was watching Michigan more, or did he keep an eye on the Utah game? It seemed like he was all into Michigan, though, didn't it? There, and he'll stable that situation in Ann Arbor. So, pretty good day, pretty good winners here on the morning steam with the college football. Let me say hello to the folks in the chat as we get the new year rolling. Thank you so much. Cash Kane, he's ready to go. Happy New Year, everybody. Mike Humphrey as well. And Nuke here today. Robert as well. We're getting ready for a great day of football games, but there's also NBA today, NHL, college basketball as part of our coverage. There's also English Premier League soccer, 4 games, and the other leagues are playing too. The other England leagues, the other divisions are playing. That's pretty much the feature. None of the other major international leagues are in action here, but that's pretty much the height of the sports action here today. Jake Parma here as well. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. AOD is here today, ready to go. Here, Twisted has got his picks ready today. Texas Tech and under. He's ready to go. Toucan, ready to go. All right. Great to have Toucan here, motivated here to get this year started. Twisted's on Bama. Hello to Stan, Don, Biz. Happy New Year. Thank you for being here. Bobby Mack says there were some Ohio State fans last night there while you're rooting for Miami. And I did get those texts from that certain someone, and she was not happy as well. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Should be a great day of action here. Yeah, we've already seen, the other matches here at the World Championships. So Hood and Anderson right now. We already saw Cyril get the win over Clayton there. So see if we can't get this one going here right now. Already talked about it. Here a little bit with our action here. So yeah, we're sweating it out here a little bit with Hood at this point, but Anderson already took that first set there. But pretty fun action here today, and I'm on him at 22-1 as we said, but it's gonna be pretty tough here, no doubt about it, at the PDC World Darts Championship. All right. And let's see what else is going on. Georgia here for Twisted. Going to talk all 3 games. R. Tomps as well. Ohio State. Oh, they laid an egg. Poor Ohio State. Man, good for Miami, right? They get one they needed. And let's see here. Miami played about as well as they could there. All right.
Final.
And like I said, I was, totally enthralled with the play by the play by my guy Keontae. I even had to already, after the game, I want to kind of keep up on with my teams, I always like to write a little thing about it, and I did. I did write a little thing about Keontae here uh, with his performance, and I put it on my high school website. I said Highlander Scott is a Cotton Bowl MVP, and wrote a little story there about it with the show and the play, also with the tweets in there showing the score. So yeah, I was pretty excited about all that. That was cool, uh, for him to get that defensive touchdown. All right, we got some steam. Why not get some steam going here at the college basketball? It's such a big card today that we got to keep up on some moves here. Try to see if we can get some winners out of it. Samford and VMI, some steam to the under here with the Stanford and VMI. It was 152. We're down to 150 here with Samford and VMI. A little steam to the under there in that one. Also, Northern Colorado and Montana State, steam to the over in that one. It was 149. Looks like we're up to 151 there with Northern Colorado and Montana State. Steam to the over there. Also, steam to the over with Nebraska Omaha and South Dakota State. It was 150, and whoa, 150 going all the way up here to maybe 152, 150, maybe 152 and a half. Could it go higher here? Omaha and South Dakota State took some steam to the over, and also Southern Indiana and Edwardsville steam to the under. It was 139 and a half down to 138 just seconds ago. Valpo gets steam, or Valpo and Southern Illinois steam to the over here in that one. Valpo and Southern Illinois was 144. We're all the way up here to 147 and a half. That one has been a big mover overnight. Valpo and Southern Illinois steam to the over there just a few moments ago. Also, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Wright State steam to the under. It was 150. We're down to 148 there with Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Wright State. Maybe 148 and a half in a few spots there right now. So, all right, that's a little bit of the look at the steam here. I'll say hello to Andrew K as well. And Twiston's going to lay off. I'll try to. Hey, Hood got the set win. Oh, it's turned around. The crowd's going crazy here. Hood has got the win here. He's going to send Anderson off to go to the restroom here because Hood got the win. Hood will go on the break as well. Oh, I think he did the little nipple rub there. He's really caught the attention of the fans. So, exciting here. All right, and let's see, James Parham's ready to go as well. All right, everyone, don't forget you can get more plays from me today. I'll have some college basketball action for sure shortly after this show. I think I'm ready to go, but did wait a little bit on these overnight since I didn't get it quite done for us there yesterday with some of the premiums. But hey, check out the premiums over at winnable.com/Ramon. I'll have packages out here today with the college basketball. Yeah, we brought one winner yesterday in hockey. We also had the over North Carolina A&T and Northeastern. We had the over with Gardner Webb and Charleston Southern, and I had the under with Pennsylvania and NJIT, just 3-2, however, on the day. We'll take it. We'd like to do a little better, and we'll do better today. There, pick up my picks over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM. Save 20% on those winnable packages there from me. And also the other guys have their packages there available. They're for winnable anyway. Use the promo code STEAM for mine. STEAM is my winnable code there. All right, I guess we got to go and get started. It's not going to be a long show, but we do have plenty of games to go over with here with 5 in the NBA, 8 in the NHL, and I'm taking a look at 5 college basketball games on a mid-major day for sure. Just picked out a handful of random good games. All right, here we go. And let's get a rolling right now with college football playoff. National quarterfinal with the Oregon Ducks taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And Oregon here is drawn favoritism today by 2.5, total 50 here. Texas Tech has been looking really good. Hey, these teams are good. I mean, come on, I'm not going to whine too much about where these teams are currently with the matchups here today, but I don't know. Out of the two, I mean, they both obviously just have one loss, kind of hard to pinpoint. But you could say maybe Texas Tech, maybe a tougher schedule here. This situation, I know one thing: Texas Tech against the spread has been money this season. 12-1, straight up 12-1. Here, covering these numbers right now with Texas Tech favored. This is, of course, at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Here, Oregon does give up some points. They've won their last 7 games, allowing just 17.5 points per game. But remember, they gave up some big points to James Madison, man. It was 51-34. They gave up some big yardage, too, to James Madison. Nothing wrong. We tried to toot the horn a little bit of the other 2 outsider entries, if you will, of the college football playoff. You don't want to give up what you saw there. Oregon won at Texas Tech 38-32 years ago as a 6-point favorite. Favorites have won and covered 4 of the last 5 Orange Bowls coming into this one. Oregon with quarterback Moore, maybe a little bit of an edge here at quarterback for Oregon in this one. Texas Tech, certainly has a veteran quarterback in there and could do a pretty good job here. But Texas Tech, we talked about these teams that are on the, I don't know if it's a bye necessarily. It was a bye, but their last game was December the 6th. So they've had to wait here for this one. And like I said, if you look at the last 5 games, the teams that played have won. Will this be the one, though, or can we finally turn around here a little bit, or does Oregon have enough? Oregon's gone, Tech has gone under in 8 of their last 11 games overall. Like I said, great spread record, just 1 spread loss here. They've basically scored 35 points in 11 of their 12 wins this season. So let's see what you have in this one, and I'll give out my play here. See which direction you guys want to go with Oregon and Texas Tech here in Miami. Texas Tech, they didn't face really a playoff team. They blew out BYU twice, did Texas Tech. They did hammer Utah 34-10. They lost to Arizona State as their one loss, so it wasn't Arizona State, obviously a pretty good team, but not a playoff team or anything like that. Red Raiders have struggled a bit in the ground game for sure. Maybe Oregon's been a little bit more complete on offense. Dante Moore also averages 9 yards per pass attempt. Morton, not as accurate, throwing the ball 53% in the first game and 60% in the Big 12 title game. So still getting it done. Let's hear what you have to say in this one in the chat. Here we go. Thank you for being here. And Nuke is on the Red Raiders here to win. He's going to take the underdog here on the money line. James Parr. Let's see. 9 Legacy says Oregon on the spread here. Lay it. Let's see. Texas Tech money line in the under for Cash Kane. Samford taking some steam here real quick in the background. Samford, we already mentioned the under move in that one. Samford and VMI. Samford was a 4.5-point favorite. They're up to 6.5 here, or maybe even 7. Samford taking the steam against VMI. All right. Let's see. Oregon here for Greg. Hello to Wine Time. He's on the Ducks here in this one. Jim Deweiger, Happy New Year. R. Thompson, Oregon. Jim looks like he's on Oregon. A lot of Oregon support here. Greg says Texas Tech lost to Oregon State. Oregon's too explosive, he says. Robert's on Oregon as well. Greg says Moore is the X factor in this game. They have the offense, Do they have the defense? VAR says Texas Tech here, Tech for James Farm. It's kind of split there. Stand on business. I'm torn like the chat. All right, I better go over then in this one. No one really talked too much about the total. Maybe there was a few unders in there, but I'm going to go over here. I like what we've seen from the offenses here a bit right now. Oregon. Yeah, they met Indiana at home, lost 30-20. I get that, but other than that, Red Raiders have had some somewhat big offensive totals here of late. 34 against the Y, 49 against West Virginia, 48 against Central Florida, and 29-7 over the Y in that first meeting, and 43 against Kansas State. Those are in the last few games here, but Oregon's got the big numbers too. Like I said, 51 against JMU, but they allowed 34. They also allowed 27 to USC. We'll see what you guys have here as far as the total is concerned with Texas Tech. They were only an underdog one other time this year. It did go under in that game. All right, I'm taking the over, though, with Oregon and Texas Tech. All right, Texas. That might be it from you guys in the chat, man. Okay, I guess that's a wrap on that first game. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with the over here. I think, like I said, the chat looks kind of in flux here a little bit. So Greg says Oregon has unfinished business this playoff. Oregon has gone. Texas Tech's gone over in 5 straight against Big Ten competition. Texas Tech has obviously covered all these games, so basically all the games but one this season. So, okay, that's good enough for me. I know Texas Tech has had some unders here, but I'm going to go over. All right, you guys are done in the chat, so I'll move on to the next one. And what a game this one should be with Alabama taking on Indiana here at the Rose Bowl. Man, Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Wow. Talk about the long time coming for IU to get here, and not only the Rose Bowl, but the national playoff. Some quarterfinal here against the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm sitting on one futures pick here, one futures bet. It's on Alabama. Played them at the beginning of the season 10-1. Could have waited and got a better price right now, but it is what it is. But I don't know if I'm all about IU in this one, but maybe I'll look more to the total. I do want to know what you guys have today in this big game between Alabama and Indiana, of course, in the national quarterfinals here. Bama comes in 11-3. IU, of course, 13-0. Yeah, they were strong against the spread, but Bama was, okay too. IU 8-5. ATS coming into this one. Alabama, meanwhile, 9-3-1. ATS in the 13 games here. In the last 13, the first one didn't work out, but Indiana here, 10 straight wins right now. Long term, I would say don't pay attention to the trends, right? Because this is just different with Indiana, right? They haven't been that team. They have been nothing for decades. So it's only recent. So I'm not looking too much into I'm more interested in some of the short term, I think, here. With these two teams, nonetheless, what a moment here for Indiana. Hoosiers have only 3 wins by less than 10 points this season. They've been scoring 30 points or more in 6 of their last 8 games coming in. You've got a Heisman Trophy guy here in Mendoza. Of course, for IU, they were 3-1 in games with a single-digit spread this season. Indiana's lost its last 7 bowl games, and their last bowl win was in 1991. But like I said, I'm not too concerned with any of that, considering where the Hoosiers are right now. They've gone over in 5 of their last 7 games. coming into this one. Alabama 4-1 in games decided by a touchdown or less. Alabama was held to 17, 21, and 7 points in their losses, and they are the dog here to make it clear. For IU, they were 8-5 to the over this season, 7-3 to the over as a favorite. And I think IU can still score against this team as well here. And, Alabama still has power here, at least a little bit. Underdogs are 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 Rose Bowls, but it's supposed to be rainy here throughout the game, around 60 degrees here in Pasadena, 80% chance of rain. It is unavoidable here. You've seen the coverage already, from the Rose Bowl, and the tarp is out there. It looks very, very gray there. So what do you think, Mendoza and Ty Simpson here? He's had a great season as well coming in. I'm going to start to go to the chat here a little bit and see what you have. Alabama, of course, off the road win at Oklahoma, 34-24. They lost to UGA, of course, 28-7, wins over Auburn. Lost the first one, of course, to OU. Tide struggled with their running attack in that last game against Oklahoma. Of course, Indiana only won 13-10 over Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. The Hoosiers did have a good game through the air, and they really shut down Ohio State's run game, similar to what Miami did last night. So Indiana has 2 wins against playoff teams coming in, obviously, and in addition, Ohio State win. They beat Oregon by 10, of course, everybody knows now. Alabama was 2-2 against playoff teams as they beat Georgia, and they lost to Georgia. They beat Oklahoma. They lost to Oklahoma. So Alabama's been pretty weak on the ground for sure in a lot of games this season, but Indiana also has been a little bit suspect on the ground, especially in the last couple of games here leading up, maybe 3 of the 4 games. They really haven't looked that great on the ground, as both these teams are pretty good defending the run. So I think it's time to go to the air here in this one. The Hoosiers have been off for a month, so how will it affect them? All right, let's see what you've got in the chat, and I think I'm ready to make my pick, but I want to hear what yours is here. Duke says got Alabama in this one. I thought there were 7.5s out there at a few, but I know what you mean. Maybe a flat 7 here, but you're right. I see all 7s here pretty much. VAR is on the under here. Cash Kane says Indy money line. Robert's on Alabama. Andrew says there it is, 7.5 on FanDuel, huh? James Farm, Indiana money line, and Greg says the Indiana Penn State game got him taking Alabama in this one because of what he's seen, huh? Alabama on the spread for 9 Legacy, little money line. R. Tom's like in Alabama and the over. Jags is here, says IU hasn't played in a month. Same thing as Ohio State, right? That's what we're talking about with this dilemma right now. 5 straight teams. The one that has played has won. The team that has not played has lost. Greg says Indiana here might be rusty. Also, Andrew says Big Ten 6-1 versus SEC so far. All right, Scott Kobe. Hi, nice to see Scott Kobe. There he is. He said 0-5 last 2 years, right? That would maybe put him on Bama. Hello to Zach Rossley here. Great to see Zach. Oh, look, he just found out this is the home of Ramon right here in the Sports Money Network. D Money is here as well. He's coming out here to Vegas. All right, D. And Mike says Hoosiers will roll the Tide. All right. Well, I'm going to go over in this one with Alabama and Indiana. I think Indiana's offense is totally clicking with Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner here. And you know what? They might. I know the Big Ten game, that was 13-10 here. So I'm expecting a little bit different style of game in this one with Alabama and Indiana. I'll go over here with this one. All right, man, I guess I'm on a couple of overs here in the big games today. Oh boy. Hey, a little bit of steam right now came in just a moment ago. Western Illinois and Tennessee Martin steam to the under in that one. It was 138. We're down to 136 right now. Western Illinois Leathernecks and Tennessee Martin game to go under there. A little steam came in. All right. Greg will run on Indiana. Kind of concerned the SEC's has not looked good. Obviously, I think the SEC has not looked great here, and we're seeing the other conferences do pretty well. So hey, Anderson just won that second set right now. Pressure's on our guy Hood, and he's struggling here a little bit, and the crowd's starting to feel it. All right, next up, the final game of the college football playoff quarterfinals at the Sugar Bowl, with a couple of SEC teams meeting right here in New Orleans. And, well, that makes it kind of close proximity for Lane Kiffin to watch Mississippi in this one go up against Georgia. What a situation we've ended up here, huh? One steam play coming in real quick right now. Monroe and Southern Miss. Steam to the over in this one. It was 154. We're up to 156. Steam to the over there between Southern Miss and UL Monroe. All right, so how have we ended up here without Lane Kiffin, with the Mississippi here? Look, Chambliss in there at quarterback. He did a great job once he got in there, felt comfortable, took over, and really has never looked back. For Georgia, meanwhile, look, they have a good quarterback here. Stockton, I think he can look pretty decent in this game. We'll see. Chambliss has great numbers for Ole Miss. Of course, Kiffin now joins LSU. Some of his assistants are still coaching at Ole Miss, and some of them will be out of there after this. But still, they got to see it through. It does feel like this is the beginning of the end for Ole Miss. Really, the demise starts here, right? They're going to sit there and complain about they're not going to be able to get – they know what's gotten away from them here in Lane Kiffin. Maybe that's why they're all upset, instead of embracing the situation for bringing them, to the quarterfinal, to the college football playoff. I guess that's how we can put it, with what Kiffin has meant to this program. Rebels are 21-9. ATS last 21 as a dog here. Only Ole Miss loss came to Georgia, of course, 43-35. Ole Miss has won their last three bowl games, scoring 38, 52, and 41 points in those bowl games. You got Ole Miss here 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games overall. Georgia won their last 9. They've allowed here in the last 4 games just 29 points. Their only loss, of course, was at home to Alabama, 24-21. Kirby Smart, just 45 and 52 against the spread in his career as a favorite. The Dogs are 5-3 against the spread in last 8 games with a single-digit spread coming in. Of course, both teams with the one loss, but ATS-wise, you've got Georgia here, 6-4 ATS as a favorite this season. Some may list it a little bit differently. There was some tighter one tight game in there spread-wise. So Georgia was a 7.5-point favorite in that game when they beat Ole Miss by 8 back on October 18th. The Dogs are 10-2 straight up, 8-4 against the spread their last 12 games against Ole Miss. But again, maybe this Ole Miss team just a little bit better, a little bit different, obviously. Steam here real quick. Murray State, Illinois, Chicago. Steam here to the under in this one with Illinois State and with Murray State, Illinois, Chicago, steam to the under. It was 161. We're down to 159 here. Steam to the under, Murray State and Illinois, Chicago. All right. See what you have in this one. Ole Miss, of course, beat Tulane 41-10 in that first round game, piled up nearly 500 yards and limited the Green Wave but did allow 300 yards passing in that game on 8.3 yards per attempt. Georgia, of course, with that convincing win over Alabama, they limited the Crimson Tide basically to no rushing at all in that game, and the Bulldogs rushed for 141 yards in that one. So basically, they beat Tulane twice at home. Did Ole Miss, and they also beat Oklahoma 34-26. Georgia split their two meetings with the Crimson Tide. Georgia's defense has been good against the run all season long, and the pass defense has been really good in these last few games as well. Rebels defense did struggle against the run against some teams such as Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Georgia. So let's see what you got in this one. Mississippi and Georgia from the Sugar Bowl. All right, here we go. We got some plays in here. And let's see. Here's Stockton over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Georgia for Nuke says he thinks this one's going to be kind of a blowout with Georgia in this one. I will say this: if you think Mississippi is going to win, bet them on the money line. But if you think Georgia's going to win, lay the points. The winner of the Sugar Bowl is 23-1-1 against the spread this century. Since 2000, the winner of the Sugar Bowl is 23-1-1 against the spread. Now, we've had some close games. Obviously, if the underdog wins, they're going to, they cover the spread, of course. But that also is a lot of favorites that came home in the Sugar Bowl. Basically, underdog, just one outright spread win that they did not win the game in the last 26 Sugar Bowls here. And granted, like I said, maybe it's just a tiny bit different because now that we're in the college football playoff era, but still, you always get marquee teams in these bowl games. You can say that that's true. Bars on Georgia money line, and Jag says, the interim coaching situation doesn't work out too well. And yeah, maybe that's where we've seen it a little bit. So definitely some concerns with Ole Miss. Look, the defensive coordinator was given the permanent job here. So R. Thompson, Georgia. It's a woodshed game here for Greg Gibson. Bobby Mack's on Ole Miss. Okay, Georgia's playing a lot better, says Greg. Scott Kobe says this will be the one where the bye team gets it, right? Okay. And Tulane, no comparison on the previous opponent ladder here, I think a little bit. Nuke says he'll take him. He would take him if Kiffin was in there. Trip Key, Ole Miss, 21, Georgia 30. Oh, that's just their average. Okay, thank you, Crip Key. Georgia on the extendo. Robert likes the under here. And says this is the game that'll cover. Yeah, so like I said, the winner of the Sugar Bowl has covered the spread 25 out of 27 Sugar Bowls. The winner, not the favorite, just whoever won the game. There have definitely been some underdogs that have won. But still, if you think Georgia's going to win, feel free to lay it. It feels like if you like Ole Miss, maybe take it money line. All right, I guess that's it for that one. You guys have done a good job there. R. Thompson on the over. And I got to make my pick. Oh, God. Didn't mean to skip it there. But R. Thompson, only because R. Thompson said I am on the under, I should say here, not to go against R. Thompson. Just remind me to make my pick. I did take the under, though, in this one. And Jimmy Lambeau, he said, great call there, Miami in the under. Yeah, we had it right there yesterday. And like I said, did anybody have Miami to get a defensive touchdown? 6-1, man. Come on. I might have had it. I couldn't find anything for Scott to score, but all right. That's it at the college football playoff. What a day it's going to be. All right, we got it's such a we love our games. We love our games, but it's kind of a letdown after you do that. You're like, oh, we got to go to NBA and stuff. It's a great day here. So Greg says at least Georgia wins by 14. I think Nine Legacy said Georgia in the under. So we got to go to the NBA right now. Hey, it's New Year's Day. Good NBA card. Let's start it off. Got the Rockets here taking on the Nets. In this one, Rockets favored by 11.5 here in this one, going up here against New Jersey here today on the road. Rockets coming in here 20-10 overall this season. Brooklyn's 10-20. Rockets looking good here. 3 straight wins right now with wins over the Lakers, Cleveland, and Indiana. They covered 2 of them. The Nets are playing as well as they have all year. They did lose their last game, but had won 3 straight before that for the first time. And they beat Toronto, Philadelphia, and Minnesota. Not bad, although they did lose to Golden State last time out. The Rockets are 11-7 against the spread on the road, a little bit better against the spread right now. Even then, the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, the Nets they were pretty bad early on. Ever since they got Cam Thomas back here, that's pretty much when they've been, back to work here, back to looking at least pretty decent right now. They've covered 4 of their last 6. Houston's covered 7 of the last 10 meetings overall between these two teams. Houston, though, just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games coming into this one. You wonder if they'll look past a Brooklyn team here. Brooklyn's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games against Houston. They've also gone under in 12 of their last 17 overall. Houston's gone over in 17 of 28 games as a favorite and over in 7 of their last 10 overall. Let's hear from you guys. We're on the NBA now. It's a 5-game card starting at 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific time today. We'll go to the chat. See what you got here with this one. All right, anybody going to watch some hoop today with the football games on? All right. And Greg, let's see. Okay, Brooklyn here for 9 Legacy. Greg says he's got Houston in this one to blow them out there. Scott Kobe says if Durant plays and Sengun plays, he loves the Rockets. The Sengun, I think it's going to be, let me see, I did see the update come in. It feels like it's going to be a little bit of a question mark here with Sengun today, still nursing that calf strain, but Capella questionable, Easton questionable, and Adams is questionable. You have all 3 centers basically questionable for Houston in this game. Now, I imagine 1 or 2 are going to be going to make this lineup, but could be the big man that is out of the game for Brooklyn. You got Man here, questionable. MPJ is questionable as well, and Demon is questionable here. So, a little bit of a notice there for Brooklyn here. And they've had some struggles, but they did cover 3 straight, like we said there, maybe playing their best ball, but Houston, nice little run here as well. Happy New Year to Bo Jackson. R. Tomps is on the Nets today here. All right. I'm not sure about the motivation necessarily too much for Houston here. They've done pretty well in the series with these guys here, and man, I kind of think that maybe 11.5, just a little too much. I'll take the Brooklyn Nets here plus the points at home against Houston. Robert says take the Rockets here in the first half and lay 6.5. Next up is the Heat taking on the Pistons. Heat coming in 18-15, winners of 3 straight. All of a sudden, they've started to perk up a little bit. They've had some streaks here for sure, ups and downs, but now they've won 3 in a row over Atlanta, Indiana, and Denver, covering in each one of those. They were underdogs in 2 of those games. Meanwhile, Detroit comes in off of a win over the Lakers to snap a 2-game losing streak. Miami's 11-5 against the spread as an underdog, 9-6 against the spread on the road, but Detroit's 9-6 against the spread at home. And Detroit here favored right now by 5 in this game. Miami just 1-5 against the spread their last 6 meetings against semi-frequent opponent Detroit here. The teams met back in November. Detroit won at 138 to 125, 138 to 135. Detroit won on the road as a 3.5-point dog. Detroit's covered 4 last 5 at home against Miami as well. They're laying it here. Detroit on a 5-game home winning streak. They've won 8 of their last 11. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Detroit's 9-6 to the over at home. Meanwhile, Miami's 10-7 to the over as a dog. Miami has gone under in 8 of their last 12, and they've lost 8 of their last 12 games overall. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here, but right now it is still at 238 or so. So let's hear from you in the chat with this one between Miami and Detroit here today. See what you got. Okay. Hello to Jimmy Wan in the chat. It says team total. Please roll with the team total. Oh, that's Texas Tech. Please roll with Texas Tech. That's what he means, not team total. Okay. Greg here says 120 to 117 Detroit. Jimmy says Rockets looking like one of those cover teams in the first half, and they don't cover full game. He's talking about that Nets game there. Miami on the spread says 9 Legacy. Pistons at home. They've got something special going this season. Cash Kane Heat on the money line. Robert plus the points. And Art Thompson here on the Heat plus the points. Andrews on the under. And of course, AUD is going with Detroit basketball. And for me in this one, I'm going to go under here. Oh my gosh, this one is down to 236 here right now. I'm on the under for sure, but you're not getting the best of it if you're tailing me here. Widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, and I'm chasing it. I'm a steam chaser here. Give me the under in this one between Miami and Detroit. Next up, the Sixers are taking on the Mavericks here. Sixers come in off of a win. They had lost 3 straight, but then knocked off Minnesota 139-136 in a wild one there, but they did get that win on the road at Memphis. Dallas, meanwhile, has lost 3 straight to Golden State, Sacramento, and Portland. Still, Dallas is 14-10 ATS as a dog. Philadelphia, a strong road spread team, 10-3-1 on the road, 10-6 ATS as a favorite. They're in their kind of their best role here right now. It is kind of a pick-em game here for the most part. Hey, Eastern Illinois is getting steamed in their matchup with Southeast Missouri State. Eastern Illinois was a 12.5-point dog. They're down to an 11-point dog here as the steam has come in on Eastern Illinois against Southeast Missouri State. Eastern Illinois taking the steam. And also here in this matchup with Philadelphia and Dallas, Dallas is 14-10 to the over as an underdog coming into this one. Let's go to the chat maybe and see what you have. Cover a few trends here with these two teams. You got Philadelphia has beaten Dallas in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two. I talked about Dallas's slump. They're 1-5 straight up and 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Philly's covered 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Philly's also gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming in. Dallas has gone over in 8 of their last 11. Now the series has gone under in 8 of the last 12 meetings. They just played back in December, however, and it went over 121-114. Philadelphia got it done at home. I like this one to go over here with Dallas and Philadelphia. Give me the over 231 in this one. Go to the chat for your picks right now with the 76ers and the Mavs. And it's going to be let's see here. Yeah, you guys are right. That thing's going to keep going down, Fernando. I'm sorry, I missed all your comments, you guys. I know I'm moving kind of quickly here today. Okay, man, 237.5. All right, hey. Like I said, that's moving down though, right? 76ers here for Cash Kane. Greg says you got some revenge here for that game. It was 20 days ago or so, right? No, 10 days ago, 11 days ago. So Dallas here maybe for Greg. Cash Kane says Sixers should be a bigger favorite in this one. And I think the injury report pretty much clear on these two as far as the superstars are concerned. Davis is probable in this game, so good news there for Dallas. Embiid also probable here today. Say what you will. Happy New Year to Jimmy Wynn. Dallas here, money line for Robert, and also for 9 Legacy. Also Dallas on the money line. I'll take the over in this one. Boston Celtics, Sacramento Kings. Big mismatch here today, it looks like, with Boston favored by 10, total to 27.5. Boston coming in off of a win. They're still playing well. Even though they lost that game to Portland, they did come back and handle Utah, cover the spread on the road. Now they're favored again here against a Kings team that they're losing here. Back-to-back games at the Lakers, at the Clippers. Got blown out by 24, by 41 against the Clippers in those two games. They did have a couple of wins before that, Houston and Dallas, and they covered against Detroit, but all of a sudden they ran down to LA and lost a couple of games here. But Boston is starting to pick it up here big time. Still got to lay these double digits, but Boston probably on their best streak here of the season right now. And kind of all of a sudden you look up and Boston's 20-12 right now. And that's pretty good considering, the way they started out, basically 50-50 there for a couple of weeks to start the season. Boston's covered 12 of their last 16 games overall. They've won 5 of their last 6 coming in. They've also gone 7-1 straight up and 6-2 against the spread the last 8 meetings with the Kings. Kings are just 5-10 ATS in their last 15 games overall right now. They're 5-10 ATS at home as well this season. Meanwhile, Boston is 10-7 ATS on the road. Sacramento and Boston have gone under in 12 of the last 18 meetings between the two teams. Sacramento has gone under in 13 of their last 20 so right now coming into this one. And they're also 13-17 to the under as a dog. Boston 7-10 to the under on the road. All right, here I think that might clue you in as to which direction that I'm going here, but let's hear from you in the chat in the game between Sacramento and Boston here today. I kind of want to, I don't know, I might...
play.
Steam coming in here on Valpo in this one. Valpo taking that steam right now against Southern Illinois. We already talked about the steam came in big time on the over. Now Valpo was plus 8.5. They're down to 7.5 or maybe even 7 here. Valpo is taking the steam here right now. So, all right. So let's see here. So I guess the trends say under, but I don't know if I can go under actually in this one. Let's see what you got. I kind of wanted to go over here. Kind of going to go against my computer projection. Okay, let's see here. Celtics money line here for Cash Cane Bars on the over. All right. Greg says 119 to, that's an over there as well. Kings here for 9 Legacy. And Robert likes the over too. All right, I think that settles it. Fernando's on the under though. No, I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over and buck these trends, I think, a little bit and take the over. Look, I think Boston could rout these guys. And I think either way, if it's a Boston rout, it goes over. And I think if the Kings stay in it, I think it could go over as well. It is a little bit high, but man, I'd probably only want Boston here. Probably not. I like the total, I think, a little bit better. Give me the over here with the Kings and the Celts. All right, one last one here in the NBA, Utah. Let me see here real quick. Got some steam coming in. Northern Arizona taking some steam here in their matchup today against Montana. Northern Illinois was a 7-point dog. They're down to 5 here right now, taking that steam. Northern Arizona against Montana. All right, the Clippers. Now they're all, not only are they hot, they're smashing teams all of a sudden. Like everything is all fixed all of a sudden. They just kind of snapped their fingers and went to work. And all of a sudden, the Clippers have just destroyed their last 5 opponents by more than 20 points per game. They beat the Lakers by 15. They beat the Rockets by 20. They beat Portland by 16. They beat Detroit by 13. And they beat Sacramento by 41 points. All covers for the Clippers. So as bad as they've been this season, remember, they were at 1 point 6-21. They've won 5 in a row and cover those with ease here. Zubac's still out. Bogdanovich is out here in this one, but the Clippers are on fire here right now, and they're taking on, a Utah team that's certainly game every time out, especially going up against high-scoring teams. But don't look at the Clippers' long-term stats here. You might be turned off by it. They're just 5-10 ATS at home, 4-11 ATS as a favorite. They've been dreadful, actually, ATS. Bradley taking the steam here in their matchup with Belmont today. Bradley was a 5.5-point dog here, and they're taking the steam. They're down to 4.5, maybe even 4 here right now, with Bradley taking the steam here against Belmont today with one of the better games on the board. In fact, it's in our preview here, actually, so I don't want to kill the preview a little bit, but I like Bradley in this game. So I'm just going to give it out right now because nothing I can do, and it's going down. So we'll run it through in the preview, but Bradley's my pick there in that game against Belmont. They're getting steamed right now from down to 4, it looks like, just a moments ago. Okay. So here, Jazz and Clippers in this one. Look, Clippers are all the way up to 12 here. It was 8.5 at one point. It's just that all this momentum, you're even seeing 12.5. I think it's, I don't think there's, Markkanen is questionable, and I'm thinking he doesn't make this lineup. Bailey is out. Nurkic is out. Kevin Love is out. Keontae George questionable. So Utah's got big issues coming in personnel-wise in this game. And, when Markkanen's out, it is a problem. I'd say most of their, it almost is like a Markkanen in, cover, Markkanen not in, don't cover. Bakersfield is taking some steam here real quick in their matchup today with Irvine. Bakersfield was a 10.5-point dog here against the Anteaters. But the Roadrunners are taking that steam right now. It was 10.5, but we're down to 9 here right now with Bakersfield taking the steam against Cal Irvine. All right, so man, that is a big runaway number here, and with this personnel issue, does make it a little bit tough here. I'll just take the over here in this one with LA and Utah. I'm going to go back and reassess because this number is getting away. It's not out of the question to want to lay it here, but it is starting to get into the danger zone a little bit. Like I said, this one was as low as 8.5, and now we're all the way up to 12.5. I would imagine no Markkanen here, but I'll just take the over here. I'll adjust my flight plans there a little bit. All right, and let's see in the chat if you guys have anything in this one. Anderson has one here to beat Hood. I got all excited after Hood had that record-setting performance. He just couldn't come back and do it against Anderson, who beat Ben Gerwin last match here. So it's obviously on track here. The run is over for Hood. Oh man, I thought we had a hot play there. Okay, here we go. Bars on the under here. And Greg says the Clippers are they're going to smack them around. Clippers to keep rolling, says 9 legacy. And let's see. R. Thomp's on the Clippers here. Clippers are working their way back into contention. Our Tom's laid it way back when it was 8. And I think he's talking about us Clippers fans here, Mike Humphrey. It's been painful. The Clippers have never done anything. They barely could ever win a playoff series even. And JPZ, Happy New Year to JPZ here today. All right. Guess that's it for the NBA. And we'll keep it rolling here right now with a little bit of college hoops. I've looked at 5 games here today. We got a big 8-game card in hockey, but we'll get to it. Let's get going here with a few games on the card. It's just some mid-major action today in college basketball. So just kind of go over some of the matchups here. Early start, 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, Georgia Southern and Coastal. Georgia Southern comes in here pretty hot right now. They're 10-5. They're on a winning streak here. Wins over La Tech, Gardner-Webb, West Georgia, Georgia State, and JMU. Georgia Southern comes in here 8-5. ATS in here. Coastal Carolina 2-1. ATS is a home favorite so far. They come in here off of back-to-back wins and covers on the road against Old Dominion and St. Joe's. Riding in here on those 2 matchups here, but let's see what you have here, if anything, as I'm taking a look at Georgia Southern and Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is 0-3 to the under at home so far this season. Meanwhile, for Georgia Southern here, they are coming in here 4-6 to the under in their last 10 games overall right now, but Georgia Southern currently on a little bit of a under in 7 of their last 10 overall. Georgia Southern's actually won 7 straight games, gone 5-1 ATS in their last 6. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over. The widely reported steam was on the over as well. 4 of the last 5 between these two teams here have gone over, and 7 of the last 9 overall. I'm just going to go over. What the heck? So all the trends seem to say the steam is on the over. It's a pretty big number. I get that. But I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this one with Georgia Southern and Coastal Carolina. Give me the over in this one. All right. And yeah, maybe Greg, right? Got this new arena. Maybe that'll help the Clippers. Georgia Southern money line and under there for Cash Kane. Greg says he likes Coastal here to win and cover. And Barr says go under. All right, Northridge taking on Davis. Here in this one, we're already down. I kind of skipped some games there, but we're going to be in the afternoon here right now, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific with Davis at home. That looks like they're favored by 4 here against Northridge today. Davis comes in here 7-5. Northridge 8-6 coming in. Davis has actually lost 3 of 4 coming in, but they're 3-1 ATS at home. Northridge, meanwhile, was on a winning streak, but then they lost last time out to Stanford, 88-80. They did get the money. They've done a good job spread-wise of late, but they are just 3-5 as a road dog so far this season. So let's see if you have something here. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here, but these two teams are both they're a combined 14-8 to the over so far this season. All right, see what you got here with this one with Northridge and Davis. Davis is 1-2 to the under as a favorite. And we'll go to the chat and see what you have here. All of them are afternoon games is what I've been going for in some of these here right now. And anything from the chat? Coastal here for Robert. All right. And for me in this one, I've got UC Davis here to get this one done. Give me Davis -4 points at home over Northridge. Kind of mad here about Hood losing it. threw me off. Hey, Smoke and Mirrors. Nice to see Smoke and Mirrors. Happy New Year to Smoke and Mirrors. Bobby Mack here is going to take Davis with me here in this one. Yeah, I'm definitely on Davis. In fact, might be higher than 4 right now. No, it's down to 3.5. It's down to 3 here in Vegas at stations. Oh my. Maybe the steam's going to come in here soon. This is definitely a little bit of a move to Northridge. That's okay. I'm on Davis. Next up, maybe this is a feature of the day right here with Bradley and Belmont today. A good matchup. Bradley's 10-4. Belmont is 12-2. Bradley comes in here on a strong winning streak right now for the Braves. Come in here pretty hot right now. Right now, let's see. This spread is a lower, though. We already talked about the move that came in. It's probably down to 4.5 here and 152. Let's update that a little bit there. All right, there we go. Yeah, 4.5, 152 right now. Bradley with consecutive wins here over Washington State, Northern Illinois, Indiana State, Southern Illinois, and Evansville, but they haven't been a great cover, just 5-8 ATS. But Belmont's 1-5 against the spread so far at home. The move has been on Bradley a little bit here. The steam came in on Bradley, and I'm going to take Bradley here in this game against Belmont right now. Belmont did win at Bradley last year, 80-77, but Bradley won here at Belmont, 89-77. So I'm going to go ahead and take Bradley here plus the points against the Bruins. Give me the Braves. Give me the Bradley Braves over the Belmont Bruins in this one. And let's see, Barr likes Bradley as well. Power Critters on Bradley. All right, Utah Valley taking on Tarleton here. We've got some real gems here today, but nonetheless, we got Utah Valley coming in. They're a road favorite in this one over Tarleton. Utah Valley's 11-3. Tarleton's 10-4. See, I picked some good games. It's just that who are these wacky teams here? Utah Valley is the hot team coming in with this winning streak right now. Wins over Bowling Green, Idaho State, Santa Barbara, Weber, and Cal Baptist. They are 6-3 ATS as a favorite, but just 2-3 against the spread on the road. Tarleton, meanwhile, has been unconscious this season against the spread. They are 9-1 so far this season. Tarleton, basically. And also, not to mention, they are 3-0 against the spread at home, but dating back to last year, they're 12-0 against the spread at home. At home, dating back to last season. Meanwhile, Utah Valley has gone just 1-5 ATS in their last 6 on the road. They have won 6 straight, as I said, with this winning streak. They've also beaten Tarleton in 4 of the last 5 meetings. But man, Tarleton is covering everything here really of late. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take under. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. And Tarleton, even though they've been a little bit of an over team this year, 4-2 is a dog to the over. They are 1-2 to the under at home. I'm going to take the under with Utah Valley and Tarleton here. All right, and we've got Tarleton here for Kane, Utah Valley for Robert McCormick. Hello to Stop Geo in the chat today. And Greg says it'll be Utah Valley by 3. Also, 9 Legacy likes Tarleton on the money line today. So does VAR here. Some Tarleton action at home. Loving that 12-0 spread streak at home and the home winning streak as well. Utah Valley, a pretty good team there. They've been laying some points here in some of these games. I mentioned some of the wins, but they did not cover against Cal Baptist or Idaho State during this winning streak. But other than that, they've been getting the money. Cash Kane also, Tarleton money line, almost a consensus here. But Robert was on Utah Valley. So, Okay, I got one more here tonight, and I'll go to UCSD taking on Cal Poly. Got the Tritons here, favorite 8.5 on the road, uh, taking on uh, San Luis Obispo here. UCSD is 11-2. They got another good team, but they are coming in off of a loss to University of San Diego last time out. Just their second loss of the season. It was an upset for sure. They're favored by 12.5. They're still 8-2-1 against the spread overall. Cal Poly's 0-4 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, UCSD 3-1-1 against the spread on the road, and obviously pretty good spread record overall coming in. So yeah, they could be looking to get back on the winning ways here. They've won 17 of their last 20 games dating back to last year. Cal Poly's dropped 4 of their last 5 overall. Got to lay some pretty big points maybe here with UCSD, but I'm going to do it. I'm taking UCSD to win this one handily over Cal Poly tonight, and they'll win it by double digits here on the road. So UCSD's gone 4-1 ATS last 5 against Cal Poly overall in the head-to-head series, and still pretty good run. UCSD has gone over in 6 of their last 8. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. The widely reported steam came in on the under, but you have 2 over teams here for sure. It's just a pretty high total there at 170.5. But I don't mind. In fact, look, it's 173. I was going to say I don't mind the over, but yeah, let's look before you speak here, as it's now a 173. So I'll probably bet it, but probably won't give it out. All right, and Greg here, he likes San Diego. Robert also as well, but Cash Kane likes Cal Poly to get the money. Hey, that's it for the basketball games that I'm looking at today. Let's get to a little hockey here. New Year's Day, a great day for some puck. 8 games on the card. Let's get into it here, and then I'll get you out of here. We're going to have a great day here with the sports on New Year's Day, and here we go. The Lightning are on the... No, whoops, that's the wrong game. That was yesterday, wasn't it? There we go. Got the Caps on the road here, taking on the Senators. A little bit of one more college basketball steam here real quick. You got North Florida and Austin Peay. Steam to the over here right now with North Florida and Austin Peay. It was 162. We're up to 163.5. Steam to the over, North Florida and Austin Peay. All right, Ottawa's lost 3 straight games coming in here. They've been streaky right now. They've lost to Buffalo, Toronto, and Columbus. Those teams aren't great, but they are playing great, those 3 teams for the most part. So Ottawa lost to them. Meanwhile, the Rangers here beat Washington last time out 6-3 yesterday night. So you do have Washington here on the back-to-back going up against Ottawa here in this one. Ottawa 22-16 to the over this season, 16-12 to the over as a favorite. Coming into this one, you got, looks like Thompson and Merlanen here. Merlanen not the best of numbers here. Washington's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games, and 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone over. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two here in Ottawa have gone over as well. I'm going to go over here with this one at 6, slightly juiced to the over everywhere you look. Maybe there's some 6 flats out there. Give me the over with Ottawa and Washington here in this one. And we've got here, Greg likes the Senators 3-2. Robert's on Ottawa. Nuke likes the Caps here in this one at plus $1.20 today. Yeah. Let's see. Timothy on the over, and Philly Eagle Flyers here for the hockey segment. Liking the Caps there, and our Tomps liking Washington here as well. Good hockey card today. Mammoth are on the road taking on the Islanders. Mammoth have lost 2 straight. Bemka here in net today. Utah with back-to-back losses to Colorado, and to my new favorite team, the Nashville Predators. Meanwhile, for the Islanders here, remember when Mike was saying Predator? You know what? He might be right. Uh, Islanders here right now, 22, 14, and 4 coming in. Utah just 18, 19, and 3. Islanders are in their element here at home right now, 12 and 7 overall at home. Meanwhile, Utah just 9 and 12 uh, on the road so far. I will say, I believe that I know who the Sharps are on, and I believe they are going to be on Utah in this game. It's going to be hard to think that they're not going to be on Utah here. Islanders have been strong in this role at home, but man, I'm going to take Utah here to pull off the upset today. Give me Utah. I'm taking it under. I say it's a pick 'em now. I don't even think you're getting the best number here at this one. Utah has moved to the favorite at Circa and at Bovada and at DraftKings. So I'd probably call them at least $1.15 here with the Mammoth. I thought I was going to be tricky here right now, but apparently not. Looks like the Sharps are kind of on the Mammoth here, so I'm taking them too. I can't get off this Utah Mammoth team either. Let's see what we got in the chat. Anything? Cash Kane is on the Islanders here. Under for Timothy Hawk. Greg says it's a bounce back game. Robert's on the under here, and so is our Tomps. Utah to win. Utah team total for 9 Legacy, and Philly Eagle Flyer says here Vanacek will be in there in goal. Okay, gotcha. And Greg said, yeah, that line has been shifting here. All right, let me update the goalie computer so I can get on board on the same page as you guys with these starting goalies here today. Okay. Next up, Red Wings on the road here, taking on the Pens in this one. You got the Pens favored here, $1.30, $1.35 or so. Total is 6.5. Both teams have won 2 in a row coming in. Detroit with wins over Toronto and Winnipeg. They are 24, 14, and 3 overall, 10 and 7 on the road. Pittsburgh just 17, 12, and 9, but 8 and 6 at home so far. Pittsburgh 11 and 7 to the over at home. Detroit's 12 and 8 to the over on the road. I'm expecting Talbot, and it might be Silovs here. I think it might be Silovs here and not Skinner. I'll check on it here. I don't think we know quite for sure, but I thought it was going to be Silovs actually in this one. And see what you got though here with this one of the Penguins here taking on the Red Wings. I can't. Okay, I was trying to see if I could get the. Seems like the goalie sites are kind of all over the place a little bit on this one. So see what you got here with these two, and I'll make my call in the game between the Red Wings and Pittsburgh here. Anything in the chat? Might need some help. Pens here for Power Critter. Red Wings to smash, says Nuke. Mike's back on there with the Islanders and the under, it looks like. Robert's on the Penguins. Happy New Year to Jermaine in the chat. Phil Eagle Flyer says maybe a draw here, regulation draw. Timothy Hawk on the Red Wings. Also, Art Tomps on the Red Wings here. A lot of Red Wings support. Okay, up. Yeah, I was hoping to get the better goalie information here, so I'm just going to go over in this one. 4 of the last 5 between these two teams have gone over. Pittsburgh's gone over in 6 of their last 9. Detroit's been an under team here, going under in 7 of their last 10. But like I said, they are 12 and 8 to the over as a dog, and also 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two have gone over. Pittsburgh's gone over in 4 of 5 at home. Give me the over here with Detroit and Pittsburgh today. All right, and let's see here. Cash Kane says Pittsburgh keeps it rolling in a high-scoring game. 9 Legacy Red Wings here. Jermaine's on a prop with Raymond, 1+ assist. Cash Kane says got a lean in there to the Penguins. All right. Keep it moving here right now. Halfway through the card, Canadians on the road taking on the Hurricanes. Montreal, good game here. 21, 12, and 6. Canes come in here 24, 12, and 3. They were on a 2-game winning streak before they lost last time out to Pittsburgh. Got blown out 5-1. Montreal continues to be one of the best road teams in the league, 11-3 on the road. Still just 11-11 as a dog here. For the Hurricanes, they're 23-12 as a favorite, 13-6 at home so far this season. Carolina is 12-8 to the over at home. Montreal is 12-7 to the over on the road, 15-7 to the over as an underdog. Montreal just 2-10 the last 12 games against the Hurricanes overall, and 0-10 here in Carolina. So Montreal playing, good and playing better of late. This has been a bad stop for them for sure, but again, they probably closed the gap here a little bit. Carolina is still very, very strong, but even with the Canadians here, they're minus $1.50 on the puck line, and that's for a team that has lost 10 straight at this locale, at Carolina here. Really bizarre. I'll just take the over in this one. Montreal's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road, and obviously they're a pretty big over team here. Give me the over in this one with the Canadians and the Hurricanes. I'll just stick to the over in this matchup. All right, Greg likes the Canadians to win 4-3. R. Thompson's on the over. Nuke says take Montreal. They can get it done here and stop that 10-game road losing streak at Carolina. Robert likes the over, but Timothy Hawk likes the under in this one. All right, hope you don't mind. We're moving a little fast here on this busy card today, but we got the Jets taking on the Maple Leafs here in this one. And well, for the Jets right now, hey, at least they get a chance here against Toronto to snap this losing streak right now. It's been a disaster to say the least. Look, you look at this losing streak for the Jets right now, and it's currently at 7 games, 5 straight losses on the road. They're 1-6 against Toronto overall. I mean, $1.45 looks cheap. Really, in fact, I'm showing $1.30 at some of the sharp books. The price has really gone down here a little bit on a Toronto team that has won 4 of their last 5 at home. They kind of own this series for sure. I know the Sharps want to take Winnipeg here, but and they're on Winnipeg. But I think this one, I'd be real hesitant right now with the streak, the way it's going overall here. Toronto is 22-17 to the over, 14-9 to the over at home, 14-6 to the over as a favorite. Winnipeg's 8-5 to the over as a dog. I think I'll take the over here as my play. I feel like Toronto almost too easy here. If you guys like them, let me know. But I'm going to take the over in this one. But man, it does seem like, given the trends in this game, I mean, Winnipeg's 1-12. As an underdog this season, straight up, and 1-6-3 overall in their last 10, 7-11 on the road. I'll take the over here, but feels like this is a game for Toronto to kind of, it's been a struggle for Toronto too, but all of a sudden they've won 3 of their last 4. They played well in all those games against Pittsburgh, Ottawa. They played good in that Detroit game. They ended up losing it in overtime, but they've been playing better. And like I said, I've got $1.45 on the screen, but it's $1.35, I think, industry wide right now. Seems a little trappy, but I'd take the Leafs too. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Kane. Very nice of you to say, I think. Or I think he's saying everybody's hungover. I thought he was saying something poignant. Nukes on the Jets. Okay, Greg says Toronto here. Philly Eagle Flyers on the Leafs. Art Thompson's on the over. Cash Kane says Leafs. Robert's on the Leafs too. I feel like it's a good one to take, you guys. What's Power Critter doing there? Oh, that's a Leaf, right? That's a Leaf. 9 Legacy, Winnipeg Jets money line. So a little bit of Winnipeg action here. Greg says he wants no part of the Jets, though. Yeah. It might be a tarp, you know, those tarp games. Okay, here we go. A couple more here. Lightning taking on the Kings right now. Lightning, they're hot here coming in. They've got the winning streak going on here currently as one of the hottest teams in the league coming in right now. The Lightning been rolling here with victories of late. Right now, they've won 5 straight, 4-1 straight up last 5 on the road. They've also beaten the Kings in 13 of the last 17 matchups between these two teams. LA's gone under in 7 of their last 9, losing 7 of their last 9 overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The Kings have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games at home. They're 5-12 to the under this season at home. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay 2-5 to the under in their last 7 as a dog. So yeah, you know what? As overall, they were kind of going over here of late, but as a dog, not so much. Give me the under in this one between the Lightning and the Kings. I'm going to go under here at it says 620. You know, it might be 5.5 for the most part. Oh no, wow, yeah, 5.5. It's 5.5 over 20 everywhere. So I better put the right line up there. A little bit lower than that. Okay, 5.5 under 20. I'm going though. I'm going under here in this one with the Lightning and the Kings today. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Cash Kings. Got some soccer out there. And Robert, yeah, you know, always look at those sharp books. And yeah, sometimes I ignore it. But Cash Kane here on the Lightning on the puck line. Philly Eagle Flyers on the Kings. Greg says the Kings are terrible. He's on Tampa, 4-1. Robert liking Tampa as well. Also, wrong team's favorites. Power Curse says the Lightning should be favored in this one. Okay, interesting one here. You got Dallas taking on Chicago. Now, look, Chicago can't beat anybody right now, but they did beat Dallas, which kind of interesting unto itself because Chicago's not playing very well. They did hang in there with the Islanders last time out, but they beat Dallas back on the 27th, 4-3, like their only win here basically in the last couple of weeks. I think they had one other win somewhere in there, but still, Chicago's long given away all the good start to the season here a little bit and have been really in a slump here right now. Dallas, meanwhile, was clicking, but they've lost 3 straight to Detroit and Buffalo and the game against Chicago. Still, Dallas is 13-2 on the road here this season. They're all only 8-24 as a puck line favorite, and Chicago's 26-11 as a puck line dog. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe Dallas could only win. Maybe they'll only win by 1. But again, Chicago, it feels like has slipped to being, I don't know, the worst team in the league here right now. You still don't want to lay $1.70, I don't think, there. I'd probably trust the Stars more right now. But let's see what you got here. You got a Chicago team that's 17-12 to the under at home, and Dallas is 14-18 to the under on the road. Coming into this one, also Dallas has gone over in 5 straight on the road, but in 13 of the last 20 meetings between the two have gone over here. Let me go to the chat with this one. I kind of want to take under here with Ottinger here, but I know the Sharps are going to be all over Chicago, and I just can't do it. I think the Stars might get the puck line victory here, actually. All right. I'm taking the under. I don't need to see anymore. Let me go to the chat, though, and see what you have. I think the Stars are going to be able to keep them down here a little bit. I will say, though, I do believe that the Sharps are all over Chicago in this game. Maybe, if anything, might be keeping the price down a little bit. I'm showing $1.80 right now at Bovada's kind of the high market price. All right. Let's see here. God, Kripke, man, they won again yesterday, those Sabres. And hey, we were on them. Mikey was on them. I think we were on them here for the most part. I know people are starting to say time's up for the Sabres. You guys, some of the chat said it yesterday, but well, you know what? All right, Chicago. Just like the Bulls are no good. Cash Kane, Blackhawks have been playing okay without Bedard in there. Timothy Hawk likes the Stars. And Greg says that Chicago scored just one goal. Wait till game time. The line will be dropping even more, says Crip Key. Billy Eagle Flyer says over in the Stars team total. That's all he could do in this one. Stars should handle him. I agree the Stars should handle him. I'm going to go with the under, though, just in case. One more tonight. We're going to get on out of here right now. And let's see. I don't think I have a drawing today. I'm going to do one more giveaway with the promo code and try to get one more. I've been so happy getting about a couple dozen free subscribers in there. That made me feel good. So no drawing today. Just use the promo code Xmas to get one free week over at winnable.com with me right now. Last day for sure. But every day you got like two or three signups, so it makes me feel real good. Use the promo code Xmas to get one free week of the winnable picks, including the college basketball. I'm going to send out here probably at the bottom of the hour or so. Okay, here we go. Last up. Oh, here we go. Predators and Kraken in this one with Predators on the road here against the Kraken. And you got Predators here, 18, 17, and 4. I can't stop betting on the Predators. Can I do it again? Am I going to go to the well one more time? Yeah, probably. I can't stop betting on the Predators right now. Maybe we don't even have a handicap. I'm just on the Predators here. They are a pick 'em. They might even be favored here. Yeah, they are. It's another one, just like, maybe maybe I'm a good. I'm saying I'm a good. I'm a good capper, but I know who the Sharps are on. So here we go. The Predators are the favorite here now in this one. I think they will win over the Kraken. Both teams have been pretty sharp here of late for sure. Yeah, the Kraken did lose last time out to Vancouver, but they covered the puck line. They've been covering the puck line pretty much nonstop for the last 3 weeks. They're 22-10 on the puck line overall. Meanwhile, for Nashville here, they're coming off back-to-back wins over Utah, over Vegas. Now, they did play Vegas last night, won on the road. Now they got to come here and take on the Kraken. So I know that's going to be, a no-go for some here, but they're looking pretty good right now. The Predators, 7-3 is a favorite so far. Seattle, 13-19 is an underdog. They're definitely an underdog now, for sure. So I'm on the Predators here one more time, even on the back-to-back here in this one. Seattle's actually had extra day off here right now, 3 days off, I think, coming into this one. But I'm taking the Predators tonight. That's it for the show. Thank you, everybody. I had a great time with you here. You guys are on the Kraken for sure. Robert's on the Kraken. And Art Thompson's on the Kraken. And let's see here, Nashville for Nine Legacy with me. Kraken puck line here, been good all year, 22-10. Kraken on the puck line. Predators and the draw here possibly. Thank you. Andrew, turn that paper into gold. This paper or the money or the note? Oops, it's upside. There, my cheat sheet here with the show. Philly Eagle Flyer, thank you. Predators just keep getting it done. Thank you, Nuke. Nice to have you today. Enjoy the games. Philly Eagle Flyer here. Let's see here. Happy New Year, everybody. Preds Kraken over for Timothy. Power Critter likes the Predators. Thank you, R. Tomps, for all of your support. Thanks, everybody. Let's have a great year this year. I know I rushed through the hockey a little bit, but just want to get settled and maybe have a big breakfast ready to go for the big noontime game, 9 a.m. out here in Vegas. So I think we did a pretty good job, and we're doing a good job right now. So really appreciate it, everybody. Let's have a great year in 2026, and stay safe out there, and let's have a great day. And don't forget, one more time, winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code XMAS, XMAS, to get 1 free week of the picks. If you want my college basketball, going to send it out here in just within the half hour or so. So really appreciate everybody and all those new subscribers that signed up. That just made me feel good. So said I was the last day was yesterday, but I'm gonna do it one more day to get a few more. Makes me just feel good knowing someone wants to know what I'm thinking about some of the other games. What a egomaniac I am. All right, it's gonna do it for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long. Have a great New Year's.
Cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott. Running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.